Hello and welcome to Comic Book Wars, the comicbookspeculation.com podcast. This is, I think we're at episode 12. I'm going to go with episode 12. We're at episode 12. I'm Jimmy Linguini, obviously. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves?
Hey, what's up? It's Sleepy John, ready to fire up this San Diego Comic-Con talk. Nico is chomping at the bit to get into it.
Yeah, this is Nico with your weekend update for comicbookspeculation.com.
Go on.
Go on. Tell us about San Diego Comic-Con, Nico.
I'm listening.
Lots of exciting news. I'm actually saddened and disappointed by people that aren't excited about San Diego Comic-Con. If you haven't bought books already, I hope you don't. And you're getting ready to sell. So we want to go through in short order all of the Marvel-related news. Do you want to start at the top? You guys pick.
Yeah, I think let's just knock out Black Widow real quick. I mean, they finally confirmed that it was a movie, number one. I guess that was still not really officially announced, and they announced the date. They also announced Yelena Belova finally, which has been heavily speculated on for a good while, and basically confirmed. The one they snuck in for Black Widow was Red Guardian is going to be in the movie Avengers number 43, first appearance, and he's on the cover. So that was, I looked at that when they announced that, and then I went online like trying to buy copies real quick, and I'm like, you know what? This was dumb. Like Nico was asking last week, like, hey, what do you guys think, is some good stuff to look at? And we both kind of sat here like, I don't know, everything's out there. Red Guardian had been talked about pretty extensively, I would say, as like another character, and it just made a lot of sense once you read. If you weren't familiar with the character and you read about him, it made a lot of sense that he would be in the movie too. Kind of slept on that one. I'm hoping there's some people out there that were smarter than us that picked up on that before the news announced.
I got a CGC 9 too.
And then I guess the other surprise, though, from that movie was Iron Maiden, right?
Yeah, which is
the whole band is doing the soundtrack, and they're going to try to get an Oscar or something.
Yeah, it's Black Widow turned up to 11 is the name of the movie, I think.
Makes sense.
So they announced Rachel Weisz as that she was going to be in the movie, but they didn't say her character. And she did an interview with Entertainment Weekly, I believe, in which she dropped a lot of hints as to what her character was, and people just put it together that it was.
Wait, didn't you guys say earlier that it was like it wasn't a well publicized network that she spoke to?
You're right. Maybe I think the
but it was like Entertainment Weekly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it took a few days for people to catch on. Like I know Key Collector finally put out an alert today about it, but I mean, I think
I read it through some third party website that I had never heard of before. But I think it did say in that article it was through Entertainment Weekly. So you're right.
It's weird.
It's weird.
So is that it for
her first appearance is Marvel Fanfare number 11, which is a book that most people don't have in their collection. Although they are standalone stories, I don't think people...
Isn't it a 3-part story, though, the Black Widow one? That starts in 10 and ends in 12?
Starts in 9. 9. I'm sorry. You're right. 10.
Yeah, I thought it was 10 to...
And 10 is like, if you remember probably 2 series ago now, Black Widow, I think it was J.G. Jones that did an homage to the cover of 10. It's a black cover with like a spider web on the back. Yeah. I always thought the cover was crap. I think it was J.G. Jones. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I remember it being like a good artist and thinking, wow, that's really not as good as their usual work. So 11. If you can find it. Definitely first cameo, first full, get the whole gamut in that issue.
What about O.T. Fagbendel?
I'm not sure what that means.
Okay, that's a person. And he was cast as a character named Mason.
What's his name? Sorry? Hello?
Go on.
Hello?
Dude, come on. I did it once. I don't want to do it again.
I want to hear you say his name again.
O.T. Fagbendel.
Okay. Anyway, so there's a guy who's cast as Mason, and do we know who
And
that
he's
is?
a
or
very
we don't
nice
know?
man.
No, but do we know who
And-
that his character is or no?
I
Okay.
assume that is Taskmaster, unless this is a halfway decent red herring, and they're gonna have what's his face from Stranger Things, the Red Guardian, Alexi, be the Taskmaster character.
Oh, okay, David Harbour.
David Harbour do a retcon.
Taskmaster
You know what I mean?
is definitely in it though, and there was some artist, I can't remember what his name is. He released some concept art that showed Black Widow fighting Taskmaster, and it's more that Taskmaster like from the first solo series that he had, where he kind of has a little bit more of a beefed up costume as opposed to the Avengers 196.
Yeah, the Ultimate Taskmaster.
It doesn't look like the Ultimate. At least the concept art that this artist showed. I don't know if they made a change like when they actually started filming it and whatnot, because the Ultimate Taskmaster just has a mask on. And it's not like maybe his face is messed up. I don't know, but he's not like the skull like the original.
The rumor was because it was supposed to be a black actor, right? And that was the only black Taskmaster. Okay, so yeah.
I don't know. Is that how they pieced that together?
I thought so. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I thought that's what the dots that they connected for that one.
Is this guy black? OT?
Well, I mean,
I don't think so.
I never heard of him before.
Based on Nico not being able to say his name, I would assume so. But I mean, I don't know.
Wow. Oh boy.
Who knows?
I think Jimmy just called me a cracker.
I just wanted to hear you say his name again. So whatever.
More importantly, Red Guardian seems to fit with my model for how Marvel has been casting, not strictly along lines of like diversity or multiculturalism, but more along the lines of let's find characters from different nation states to lock down like markets, right? So I think there's an outside chance that Yelena Belova's character, the Florence Pugh character, will stick around if she's well received, but I think that'll be determined more by like focus groups than it will be by screenwriters. I think David Harbour though is like an A-list celebrity, and he may reappear down the line. I can see him like,
is he like
or
something?
We're talking about the guy who
but he
Stranger Things,
right? He's an A-list actor, and now he
Hellboy.
plays the Soviet.
Is he an A-list actor though? Because in Hellboy,
Stranger
really
Things,
bad.
dude. Well, after Stranger Things, I think he is, man.
Just well known at this point.
Like people love him. I like him, to be honest.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, some people love O.J. Simpson. I don't think he's like an A-list celebrity.
His Twitter followers are going to say otherwise.
Oh.
All right, let's keep moving. What do you want to talk about next?
Probably the biggest surprise of the Marvel panel: Jane Foster, Thor, Natalie Portman. A lot of chatter about this.
So Jimmy bought a copy for $6.
No, months ago. I thought that, and I was like, I could only sell it for $20. So I'll hold on to this, and then I was able to sell it for 120 of What If 10. Yeah, What If 10, and it was and it was fine plus.
Yeah, which now sells for what?
I don't know. Who knows? But the point is
$175.
How much?
That's rude.
175.
The point is, I was surprised by it, but I think this will actually make people come back to Marvel movies who might be disillusioned by it. And they said they kept calling her Lady Thor, so I don't know. I think it's good. Plus, it has the speculators going as well, because people are trying to grab what is the first appearance? Did it happen in Earth X first? Did it happen here? It's like, I don't know.
Man, I've seen some people just throw any type of Thor when she was portrayed as a woman. People just throw, hey, have you guys seen this book? Yeah, what about it?
We need Thor 175 because she dies. You know she's going to die eventually. What does that have
to do with anything?
So there's 59/8 on the census of that What If 10. I kind of like that book at that level because it's popped before. I feel like people would have already subbed a bunch of them. I don't know.
It's from an era when that book and that title and was still, yes, that was when people started actually taking care of books, but people didn't really care about that kind of series. I don't think much back then.
Yeah, I like What If books generally. We can talk more about that later, obviously. But the Thor 1's, the A cover seems to be the one you should have bought en masse. I mean, I've just been shocked at the numbers that they've been getting for like 9/8. I think there was like a $450 sale and then a couple $350 sales, and now they're down to like $300. Obviously, Jimmy, I assume, is partial to the Alex Ross 1 in 300, is it? There's a 1 in...
That's the sketch, yes.
Yeah, and then a 1 in 75?
Yeah, and that's the color for it, which I think it's like going for $200 to $300, which is pretty crazy.
And then there's
which one?
1 in 50s.
The color one.
He had those on his website forever, and I went on and looked at them, and they're finally gone or sold out or whatever. He still has the damn Star Wars ones that I bought a long time ago, though. That never did anything.
I bought I think an Amazing Spider-Man one that was like $10 because he was doing the glass thing, and I sold it for like $30.
Okay.
It came with like a free Glass poster, which was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it came with the poster for Glass. I guess that was last San Diego Comic-Con.
All right, so there's two 1 in 50s that actually have Jane Foster on the cover as Thor. John, I know there's one you're particularly fond of.
I wouldn't say I'm fond of. I just wonder why.
That's what you told me. You said you were very fond of the image.
Andrew Robinson chose the image of. It's kind of like when you see some like Arnold Schwarzenegger or Conan when he's got his sword, and he's just, he's got it in a position where it's like, this is just meant to be the alpha dog. It's meant to be the Chuck Rosanek of all images. And, it's just like, I don't know if that's the right positioning for the cover of a Jane Foster Thor cover, but hey, it is what it is. I don't really like it. I think it's not that great. Ed Brubaker is a much, much, much better artist. He's been doing Thor stuff for a long time, though. Pretty much anything Jason Aaron, he's got Brubaker on, which, all the art is amazing. So that one's pretty nice.
I kind of like the other cover.
Well, we'll just leave that comment where it is. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. But the other books that people are talking about, that as Jimmy alluded to as well, there's Thor: God of Thunder number 25, which is the end of that series, and it rolls into the Jane Foster Thor series, which she does have
True
a cameo.
First.
Yeah. I would say I would agree.
What do you mean? She appears like in a one-page panel.
She appears
as Thor or as Lady.
And then
not the book I'd be buying though.
Thor number 1, I would equate heavily to Red Hulk number 1.
Yep.
He's on the cover of it, but he doesn't appear until like the very end. And really, Hulk 2 is the first Thunderbolt Ross Red Hulk. Same as this series.
People should be grabbing that last issue then, because it's the first appearance. Obviously.
God of Thunder 25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I sold mine. I found it in like a $1 box I had in my garage. So I sold it for like $20.
Because she doesn't we don't actually know who the character is until number 8 when she reveals herself in that series, not the God of Thunder, the next Thor series. And I remember when that was all going down, it was Jason Aaron like really dropped a lot of clues as to who it was, and it looked like it was going to be another character, and everybody's like, no, it won't be Jane Foster, they wouldn't do that, no, it won't be her, and it was going to be this other character, Roz. I know I bought a few of those books. Boy, nope, Jane Foster, and then everybody went scrambling for that What If.
You guys like that Thor 705 Art Germ Virgin or no?
No.
Hard pass?
Yeah, who cares about the death of her? Like, come on. We're speculating on, she's going to die eventually. People are going to jump on this.
It's just a great cover, though. I will say that. It's a really nice cover. But that was at the point when Art Germ was like, started getting real hot, and there was a lot of store variants for that. Because that was also, wasn't that the Hela cover, the Adam Hughes?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to see what the distribution is.
And then there was like a couple other store variants. Remember that one guy had all the Adam Hughes covers laid out? Like, look at all these I got because I have a store variant. Yeah, dude, we know how the ratios work.
You want to talk about Valkyrie?
Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I pass on the vintage appearances. What is it like?
The old Avengers.
Right, like Avengers 6 or no, wait.
Yeah, because she's not sexually fluid in those.
No.
She's sexually fluid in the modern ones, like she's going to be portrayed, right?
Help me out with it's Avengers 83 and Hulk 142. For Valkyrie, I'll pass on both those books.
And there's a Defenders 10, I believe.
Defenders 10, pass.
Where she's on the horse.
Yeah, and none of those
that's
books
not
are
the
really
same
moving.
Character.
Right, and none of those books are really moving. It's Exiles 2 and the 9 with the horse on it. The
Raza variant.
Right, and really the 2 variant, which I've never been able to pick up a copy of. The regular 2s, I think you can still find in dollar bins. People have them picking them up. But I'm not sure exactly how well she'll be received. That'll be interesting to see. But
why would you not think she'd be received well? I think people are. If you've looked today or yesterday, a lot of them have sold. I think what I believe I'm seeing is this is going to be the first openly LGBTQ friendly character or associative character, and I'm
in the Marvel universe.
In the Marvel universe,
because we already know about Steel.
I'm sorry, Marvel superhero universe, because Joe Russo was gay in Endgame.
Right.
I think I'm seeing people buy them, and I think what they are thinking is that people will come out of the woodworks to get this book because, hey, this is a person like me, Yeah,
those North Star books really sell well.
I'm not sure what you mean.
The best is the one where it's like, I don't remember what issue it is. I always buy it whenever I see it, where it's just his face screaming. And it's the one where he reveals he's gay.
Yeah,
it's like, guys, come on.
There's the second print of it.
Yeah, the second print is blue.
Yeah, it's like
anyway.
When
I say I don't know how well, when I say I don't know how well it'll be received, I don't mean like some sort of
why is he so angry? Like, why is he so upset? Like, isn't it he's supposed to be revealing that he's gay in that issue? It's just
the 90s were a dark time.
The covers are just weird. It's all. Anyways, that's why I always pick them up because I just find them so comical.
Yeah, I don't mean that like. Some hate group will like be mad or cry about the film or the plot or whatever. What I do mean is I don't know how much screen time it'll get. I don't know how the plot will shake out. I don't know if people will find it like an authentic portrayal of, you know what I mean? Like I just don't know how well it'll be received. And I don't know.
This was known last movie when she was in it. It just was, there was no sexualization with the character in the movie. They don't have the I don't know how they have the name of the movie already decided, but they don't have the script written yet. It seems kind of odd. I guess they just had to put something together real quick.
All right, well, let's keep moving. There's so much to
they
talk
obviously
about.
have some type of general outline. I think it's a good one to pick up. I guess what I'm saying for future value.
Yeah, I like 2s out of dollar bins. I like that 9 variant under any circumstances. I like the 2 variant unless you're paying market, but that's only because I don't pay market for anything.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So Thor is pretty much done as far as what we've wanted to talk about. Shang-Chi, anything worthwhile there?
I mean, we all knew that this was coming eventually. We all knew that the Mandarin was the rumored villain, so that was predictable. I don't think there was any real surprises about it. The only surprise I had was like just that I had run-ins with the actor, and I was just telling people how he was a nobody, and he'd always be a nobody, and to stop telling me to go like up to him and ask him for his autograph. That's what I just kept telling to these guys, but apparently now he's famous, so I don't know.
Well done, Jimmy. Nico, so much for our celebrity endorsement.
Nico was about
Aquafina is the one that I'm interested in.
Aquafina is supposed to be in it, and isn't that what
anybody talked about that character last week?
Yeah,
or that actor.
He said Aquafina is going to be announced into something you'll see, right? That's what you said.
That's what I said. I said she was going to be Shang-Chi, but obviously that was in jest.
That's racist.
I thought that was funny that she's in it, though.
Yeah. Good job. Here's the issue. So, who is she?
What? Oh, who is she?
What do you mean?
Who is she? Well, I mean, she's supposed to be like
which character does she play?
An actress. I mean, she hosted the MTV Awards.
God have mercy.
I don't know who she is.
I mean, what she does.
I mean, she was in like the female Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
She was in like that.
I feel like I'm
that My
having
Crazy Asian movie or whatever it was.
Crazy
bad
Rich
dream.
Asians.
Crazy Rich. Yeah, there you go. See, I wasn't wrong. I just missed.
Well,
it.
You're doing a great job.
But you said Crazy Rich Agents. That's a different. That's
I'm sorry.
something different. Yeah. Well, I hope that answered your question, Nico. Okay.
Not at
That's
all.
who she is.
So the issue
Nobody
is
knows who she is.
Maybe
not
it's his
necessarily.
Oh, you know who she is? Okay, I'm
John, who do you think she is?
his love interest. I don't know. You told me a book a while ago, then I forget what the heck it was.
You're goddamn right I did. And I wish you'd have bought it then.
What was the book? You think she?
Her
You
name
think
is
it's the love
Master
interest?
of Kung Fu number 26.
Go on, I'm listening.
It is the first appearance of Fa Lo Sui.
What's the name again?
Fucking the master of pronunciation.
What was the name again?
I did it once.
I didn't hear you for some
I'm
reason.
not
It
a
cut out.
circus
It cut out for
performer.
me. It might have cut out for
I'm
everybody
not
else.
here for your amusement.
No, it's not my amusement. It might have cut out for everybody else. So
I was quoting a movie. But anyway,
Oh.
that is Shang-Chi.
People might not have heard it though, so you might have to say it again. Is all I'm trying to say.
They can rewind it. It's a beautiful
You're
thing about
saying-
the internet.
you're
I don't know,
saying
dude.
that,
I got like one shot. I think that's the best shot.
So
So
you're,
it's Fa
that's
La.
the Shang-Chi.
Is that what you said?
It's number
No, but it's
Follow-
Fa La Chi. Like it's like
26.
Follow Sweet.
follow Sui. Okay, I
It's on
don't
the
know.
outline.
I asked him to say it again. I couldn't hear him, so he refused
Yeah, but I
to.
had like a good thing going on there, like I did with the last name.
So that's Shang-Chi 26. Shang-Chi
Yeah.
Master Kung Fu.
I think so.
What? So
Maybe not. Don't go fucking crazy, but I'm just saying, keep that one number in your head.
I think she's on the cover, right?
Absolutely.
These other two books that you have mentioned here, do you think there will be somebody other than Mandarin? Because Mandarin is probably going to be end up
Blackjack
being
could
his
be a
dad.
henchman,
Yeah.
right?
Kind of
I don't
like they've
necessarily
done
have a
with-
thing for the Midnight character, that second appearance.
Yeah, kind of like how Common was somebody in the Suicide Squad movie, and that book like went up and then down very fast.
Yeah, I mean,
it
a lot
was
of
the
stuff is
tattooed
kinda
man.
like,
Green
Yeah,
I'm
Lantern
not
number 8.
suggesting to go buy them.
What
But
was the
I think
first appearance, John?
Green Lantern number 8. It's the one that has the
First tattoo man. Sorry, Nico.
Batman getting the Green Lantern ring. Variant has the variant. You go and want to look for those in dollar boxes. I think he may have died.
Yeah,
in
because
that
he's
movie,
coming
but-
back. He's definitely coming back.
in case you need to start a fire or
Come on, like what are you going?
keep yourself warm in the winter.
Don't say I did. I'm just saying. Did any of you make a guess on an actor or actress that may have been announced this
Fuck no,
best?
dude,
Well,
that was strong.
know,
I don't
need
remember.
to play the lottery. I need to play the
Yeah.
lottery.
I
Okay.
got something special in the mail, though. Do you want to talk about that?
I guess
Test
we could.
results.
It was nope. Everything went well this weekend.
Oh no, I don't. No, I don't want to talk about this. Actually, now that I think about
Jimmy got me.
it. We have two
free
other things though.
t-shirt.
No, we have two
Look
other.
at
No,
it.
okay, no.
I'm his one fan.
Okay.
There's me,
I'm
and then
happy
there's
for you.
that guy that
I'm happy
posts
for
in
you.
the movie group. What's his name?
I don't know what
Ron
you're.
knows his name.
What?
Boston. What's his name?
He's talking
What?
about Nick. Nick Hart.
Boston Nick. Two fans.
Oh, he was
one
saying
person.
Boston. I thought he was
There's
saying
me and
Austin.
Boston Nick.
And I was just thinking, I have a fan named Austin that I don't know. Like, what?
Yes.
This isn't going to go where. So there were two
Stone
other
cold.
really big announcements though at San Diego Comic-Con. Aside from Nico getting shirts that he was begging for months.
Yeah. I want
Um,
more. Here, I'm gonna earn them.
What? Okay.
Anyways, free shirts.
I guess like the big one that has kind of broken the internet to a certain degree is that they've announced Blade for Phase 5, and
Yeah.
they have a new actor.
Yeah.
it's-
So the one thing I was surprised at was all those movies. They only had 5 movies for Phase 4. Phase 3 had 11 movies.
Yeah, well, we kind of skipped the Eternals, but let's
it's not
talk about
Phase 3. It was called like the Infinity.
Saga.
Yeah, it's called the Infinity Saga.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about
Which-
Mahershala Ali.
Did they just like told us that at SDCC?
Yeah, like, I think
they
it's-
never
I think-
announced that before.
I think he's a great actor. I mean,
Yep.
didn't he
Yeah,
just
he's
win
awesome.
Best Actor and this year and maybe last year as well? Or was it
Green
Green
Book.
Book? And then he won another one or something. And he was like in this season's True Detective, and it was really good.
Yeah,
Not as
It
good
was
as the
good.
other seasons, but it was better than like it wasn't the worst season.
Yeah,
And
he's
it had a
phenomenal.
weird. It was interesting. I thought how they did that new.
But he has great range. But I'm not really happy that they're recasting. But if they were gonna recast, I don't think they could have picked a better actor.
All right,
but
so
I'm just not happy that they recast. But I mean, I'm sure I'll get over it.
Why introduce him now ahead of the introduction of anybody else in Phase 5? My thought, and I haven't given too much thought to it, just a little bit, is that they're going to cameo him as a Ronin character on the Hawkeye miniseries for like 1 episode only, or like 2 scenes only, or something. And that's why they put him out front. Remember, they made like a unique and distinct point to talk about, like, and Ronin's going to be back. Like, nobody gives a fuck. Unless you're trying to set the breadcrumbs for that thread, far ahead in time. So I think if you see those books, the 11s and the 27s,
Ronin was pretty badass in the movie. Like he was killing people and didn't care.
Absolutely, he was really well received. But those books have gone nowhere, right? Like it's dead spec, right? I mean, I think you can get them dirt cheap now. Yeah. And it's not a bad idea to grab them for $5-10, because if they do introduce Blade that way, I think those books go sky high for a minute.
I wouldn't pay more than $2-3 for New Avengers 11.
Which one's that?
11 or 27. Ronin, first Ronin. You're talking
about?
Yeah, I
mean, Ronin sucks. I guess
I'd pay
he was awesome in
to $10 for the one with him on the cover, real big.
Yeah, in the costume, you're saying?
Yeah, in the costume.
So with WandaVision, which is supposed to be a TV series on Disney Plus featuring the Scarlet Witch and Vision, obviously. The only book I saw that was really moving was was Vision and the Scarlet Witch 12, the final issue of their series.
Why that one?
It's like she's pregnant and gives birth or something.
Yeah, that miniseries.
I think it was 12 or 8 or something. It's the last issue.
I think that miniseries has potential.
Well, there's 2 miniseries, right? There's a 4-issue one and a 12-issue one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 12. It's 12.
I mean, so here's my question: is she going to go into the multiverse and like pluck her husband and children out of different realities, or is this like a delusion on her part, and they're going to do like some kind of modified House of M, sort of like crazy?
Are you saying where it takes place in the timeline? Is that what you're asking?
I'm just kind of like wondering what this is going to look like.
I thought it was supposed to happen. Well, didn't they say it happens after Endgame now? Like everybody thought
after
it happened before,
Endgame,
but now it happens after.
Yeah. And everybody describes it as weird. Like that was the recurring theme.
Well, it's called WandaVision, so maybe like somehow it's all a dream and it's just the Scarlet, because the Vision's dead, right? So it's, I think, at least, I don't know. I haven't seen Endgame. So maybe she's like in some kind of thing that's in her brain, or like she puts like some kind of brain helmet on and it's just like in a dream world, kind of like Total Recall. And that's what the whole series
that makes a lot. That makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not.
Nobody. To nobody.
It leads into the multiverse.
Like you remember Total Recall? Have you seen the movie Total Recall where they put on the thing?
We've never.
So what if it's Total Recalled?
Now, which one did you see though? Did you see Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, because the Chris Pratt. No, not Chris Pratt. The Irish guy.
You've never seen the original?
Of course I have. That one wasn't good. Is what I'm saying to you. No, I have the special edition DVD that's in like a circle.
3 is the magic number.
It's Mars. It's a Mars circle tin.
Colin.
3 is a magic number.
I don't remember what his name was. There you go. See what I said. I say Chris.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. So is everybody the WandaVision? Nobody cares about the Vision.
No, I just noticed the one book. I picked one up today.
The miniseries dirt cheap. The last issue seems to see a little bit of a spike. But
I mean, I don't think any of the other issues are doing anything. I mean, if you want to buy them, you can. I mean, they might see like a sudden jump, but it was just issue 12 was the one that I saw a lot of copies move online, and she's pregnant on the cover, and it says like introducing blah 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 and blah blah blah. So I just
because those 2 kids are characters on the Young Avengers. I mean, that's what they're speculating on.
Okay,
they're different.
What about Viv Vision? Everybody wants Viv Vision.
Yeah. Different iterations.
Different.
Yeah, because Viv Vision isn't Scarlet Witch. So I mean, maybe if she dies and they do a second season or something.
It's a robot. It's a
What
robot
is
wife.
even happening right now? Can we start talking about
I think people are more interested in seeing how robots procreate.
Lord have mercy?
He
The Eternals?
creates them. What do you mean? It's just like if you clone someone and then your clone clones himself and he makes more clones.
Oh, Multiplicity. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen. That's a good movie.
Yeah, they get
Good
dumber as it goes on. Yeah.
I'm
Well.
getting dumber as this goes on. Can we go to the Eternals?
What,
and
have you
start
not seen that
talking
movie?
about-
Come on, we can't talk about
Yeah.
Batman and his other movies.
No. Can we go to
One
the
time,
Eternals?
Batman cloned himself.
John, you've got an outline idol. Start cranking them out. Who's
Eternals. All right.
No, the Eternals one. I thought the exciting part was that Selma Hayek is somehow involved. They didn't say who she plays, but
Ajax.
I thought.
Yeah, they
oh,
did.
She plays who? Sorry.
Ajax. It's a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They
Gender
did.
swap.
Anyways, I just saw I
Eternals
saw
2.
this incredible cast, and I didn't understand why they would put so much money into this. And I think it's good because it's in space, so it's going to be a very expensive movie already if they had a terrible cast. So,
And they
Yeah,
showed. So the other big, I guess, the big thing was Angelina Jolie was not Cersei. Everybody thought it was good. And
Down goes Frazier.
oh
Down
man,
goes Frazier.
people were. Remember when they said something about? Well, it was when they announced Angelina Jolie was going to be in the movie, and they never said who she was. And then everybody's like, "Oh, I got to get Cersei." Oh man, that book
Eternal
shot
3.
way up.
Yeah, it's sinking like a fucking
But
rock.
don't you think that'll come back?
Maybe.
Cersei
I mean,
being what, issue 3?
I'm not gonna throw
Yeah,
my
correct.
copies away, but I'm not buying cheap copies if they happen. I mean, she is the matriarch of the series. Like, she's the female protagonist for the Eternals plotline. That being said,
I'll be honest. I never had any. I never was able to find them at the right time.
So she plays Thena, Angelina
Yeah.
Jolie. That is.
yeah,
That's
so
Eternals number
for-
5.
a CGC 9.8 copy ended at $911 about 5 minutes before we started the podcast.
Doesn't
was
seem
like-
bad actually.
I was like, this guy is either the smartest dude in comics or he works for Marvel. He had one.
Why couldn't it be a woman that bought it?
Yeah, what can he
It
meant
could be
selling it?
New World Order is the name of the
Oh,
seller.
Yeah, women can't sell comics.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
feel like you're shaming me.
No, because I just figured out who that was. I know. That's he probably knew who. He probably knew. Let's be real. I'm not gonna say who that was, but if you're listening, good for you. I'm proud of you.
I'm
Thank
proud of
you.
you. Go get him,
Thank
honey. On to the next
Um,
one. Give us the lineup. Tell us the
Okay.
characters. Tell us just the first
So-
appearance.
Richard Madden, Icarus, Eternals number 1. Brian Tyree Henry, Fastos, Eternals number 1. Selma Hayek,
Fastos?
Fastos,
Oh, he's playing Fastos. Okay.
Phastos.
Yeah, cool. Fastos.
Is that volume 1 or 2?
Oh, you're right. That's volume. Is it volume 2 or 3 even?
Weird.
It's at least volume 2. Is that
So-
the Neil Gaiman run?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
Google that shit before you buy anything.
Lauren Ridolph is playing Makari, and the first appearance is Eternal 5, like Thena. Leah McHugh is playing Sprite, first appearance Eternals 9.
She's the only child actress. She might steal the show.
And
Wasn't that a gender swap too? Wasn't Sprite a male? Pretty sure. Sprite's a male in the comic.
Yes.
Kumal Nanjiani is playing Kingo.
I get fucking yelled at for my pronunciations. What did you?
Oh,
just call
mine's
them
terrible.
again?
What is it? Sorry.
Keep going.
Oh, wait, you don't want to try?
I just said it.
Okay, cool. As long as we've established you don't want to try either. So his first appearance is Eternals 11, though. That's Kingo. So that's pretty cool. And then the last one that's mentioned here is Don Lee, plays Gilgamesh.
Gilgamesh.
What?
Oh my
Gilgamesh.
God.
What Gilgamesh? You get Gilgamesh from this? It says Gil.
Gilgamesh.
Yeah, whatever. And
All right,
his
great
first appearance
job.
is Eternals 13,
Good
Yeah.
teamwork.
Yeah.
which is cool. It also says something about here about Hercules,
Go-Go-Aki
but
or something.
one thing I thought was interesting, and I wanted to bring this up. I know it's not mentioned here, so it's a fastball at you guys.
Can't wait.
Good.
Mhm.
They mentioned that the Doctor Strange film, the second film, is supposed to be the first horror film in the Marvel universe, right?
Correct.
So that means that the New Mutants film is dead on arrival,
New,
right?
New Mutants was a
Oh.
Fox film, though.
No, but come on. So let's be But is that the difference? So New Mutants might still be coming out, is what you think that means?
They said they were gonna they have a new date for it, but they just keep pushing it back.
Yeah, here's what I want to know. When he said or talk about mutants in the MCU, did he say New Mutants like Phase 5? We're gonna do that.
He didn't say X-Men either though.
So
they're not.
Is there another X-Men? Is there another X-Men though?
They haven't been able to do the reshoots because they can't get all the characters together. Because once they start filming other stuff, it's hard to get them back together.
So what you're telling me is it's in the Disney vault with all the racist movies too.
They have movies they haven't released.
Well, didn't they have ones that like they're never going to re-release because of the racism or whatever?
Like old Mickey Mouse stuff?
No, I thought like the one with like the Vision of the South or something with that racist song.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But it's out. You just can't buy it.
I don't think that this comparison is necessarily an
No, I just think it's like
the New Mutant film is like vestiges of racism that
Disney has been known to walk away
I
things.
get that they make
but they've been known to put money into projects.
Like they're not proportional, you know?
They've been known to put money into projects and then just lock it away, never to be released.
Holy shit.
I don't know if that's what's happening.
But I was thinking I remembered that Eternals book. It's actually the second series where it has like a blue border. It's not the Gaiman one. I remember seeing it now that as we went further.
Full issue mini.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay. What's your favorite thing left to talk about?
Oh my god.
Well, there was also some Phase 4 TV stuff, right?
Yeah, fuck more TV.
We knew all these were coming though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what they showed a zombie Captain America for what?
I didn't see that. I heard you talk about that.
It's in the lettering. You got to like zoom in on the lettering.
That's the What If series. I'm sorry.
The animated series.
Baron Zemo was confirmed as the villain for
Falcon. With the mask,
soldier.
Right?
Not who was the other one that they were thinking it was going to be? Like the super soldier or something.
U.S. agent.
U.S. agent. Yeah,
US
they thought it was going to be U.S. agent. So I'm not sure if that's still happening. They announced a Loki TV show, but like, so
we knew
that's just Thor 617 because of Kid Loki or something. But who knows how much that connects. Kate Bishop was finally confirmed for, which I mean we all knew, for the Hawkeye TV show.
For the record, those books would have gone fucking sky high if that announcement would have came at any other time other than with all of this other stuff.
Yeah, they aren't really doing much.
The book had already seen like quite a bit of attention already, though.
There's a ton.
Young Avengers like one, that is.
Yeah, there's like almost 500 9/8 of the A cover.
I think the problem is when they released the Endgame trailer and they showed his daughter shooting a bow and arrow, everybody's like, "Oh, finally Kate Bishop." And then everybody went out and paid a lot of money for him, you know, and then it wasn't her. So then everybody had their prices low. And
people got so mad at it, they went on social media and were like, I can't believe I bought this book. I have to attack the actor who played this. Come on, guys.
And then they were just like, I got to get rid of this book. So all the prices are really depressed right now. I think, though, the low prices, they'll dry up and they'll go back up again. But the other problem is with her, there's so many key books in that first run, because number 1's first Kate Bishop, number 6 is first in costume, number 9 is first thing, and then number 12 is first where she gets called Hawkeye.
There we go.
And then Hawkeye 9 second print is also like okay, I guess.
I love that fucking book. I think it's a pain in the ass to get, and they're all over eBay right now for dirt cheap.
Well, yeah, I mean the logo is obviously the logo they showed looks very similar to the original Matt Fraction logo.
It is, yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's
one.
It's the current series logo as well, I believe.
Yeah, I think once Fraction used it or started using it, they went through.
Yeah, but the Fraction 1 variant's dirt cheap right now. That Fraction Run is dirt cheap right now. I mean, if they're gonna model it, I like that particularly. If you can buy like entire runs because they're there.
So they said that the series is about him training a non-super powered person how to be a hero without superpowers, or he's training a protege how to be a superpower without, or a hero without superpowers,
which is the same as him. He doesn't have powers either,
right? But that never happens in the Fraction run, so that's why I think there might not be spec there.
I mean, if you remember, the early part of that series was her being like It was more of like them
We're
forming
talking
a
about
friendship.
Fractions Run.
Yeah, it was like
But
them.
was it
like
her though? I don't think she was in it. I don't think Kate Bishop was in that series, was she?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she's
who's on the
absolutely-
cover.
that's who
That
she
second
is.
print cover.
I don't know, guys.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
It's a fucking great run. It's a great
I
run.
don't know,
She's
guys.
there, and she's absolutely being trained by him in a very loosey goosey kind of way. But it's a
I gotta
great
go
run.
read it,
Easy
I
read.
guess.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's
I've
Immortal
read
Hulk.
it.
You
Hey,
read
we
it, but
missed
Whatever that
something.
means.
Yeah, it means that those Immortal Hulk books will be in the fucking dollar bin soon. So sell your copies
Ooh,
now.
Yikes!
Oh,
I doubt it because people didn't like put as much money into them, into Hawkeye, as they have these Immortal Hulk books.
risk. Yeah, loss aversion
Especially
is a real
with all like
psychological
these
principle. It's true.
these weird store variants for like nothing issues. It's really weird.
Hey,
I don't
can
know.
we
The market's in a weird
rewind
place.
for 1 quick minute because I think it's actually important. The Monica Rambeau first appearance in Amazing Spider-Man Annual 16 sold like what 25 copies. Again, I don't have an outline. I think the Sunday or the Saturday that this news dropped, she's apparently going to appear as an adult version of the character first portrayed in Captain Marvel 1 in the which
I don't know.
TV
One of
series?
I don't know.
The WandaVision series, right?
Yeah, but we're talking about Monica Rambeau.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. I don't know what she appeared as a child, but yeah, I think it was one of the films.
She was Captain Marvel.
Okay.
Remember?
Cool. No, I don't remember. I don't think I watched any of the Captain Marvel films.
You absolutely saw it, and
I
on
don't
this
think I did.
podcast,
I don't think I did.
enjoyed it.
No, I don't think.
I'm glad that Sleepy's back to confirm.
I watched Iron Man.
Didn't Jimmy like Captain Marvel 1?
I don't think.
Yeah,
so.
he said it was great.
I don't think.
Okay, let's keep going. I was talking about Monica Rambeau, John.
But yeah, I think that's it though for the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. Honestly, I think we
for the Marvel news,
right, which was really most of the news. I mean, aside from Marvel news, we had what, like just the Russo brothers panel, and then like news here or there, right?
What are the Russos doing?
Well, apparently they're working on Battle of the Planets, or a revision, like a live-action revision of that, which is an animated series from the 80s, or from the 1979 to 83 it ran in the US, and it's based on a Japanese series. So that's cool. I mean, there's a Gold Key comic from 1979 that seems to be doing really well right now. That's Battle of the Planets 1. And the other one was what, Grim Jack, which I guess you guys are all up ins.
So Russo brothers started their own production company a while back after they got real popular from Avengers, and they've been optioning a lot of stuff over the past few years and picking up the properties and just producing stuff. And they got pretty heavy into the Asian market, I believe, right out the gate. I remember they were supposed to be doing a Valiant property, whether it was producing or directing or writing, I can't remember. But so they have their hands like in all facets of it, producing, directing, and writing. Grimjack from who was in First Comics, they're going to be producing that series, and that one seems to both that book and Battle of the Planets from Golki I've both picked up. I don't know that I'd be buying either one right now because it's going to be a while till those come to fruition and people will actually completely forget about it. But if you can find Grimjack first, the long speculated or the long thought first appearance was Star Slayer number 10, at least what most people thought, because there's a standalone story in the back of it. And then that went into Grimjack number 1. But there are some earlier appearances that have been come out of the woodworks this week since it's become a property. Warp number 5, I believe, was one. And what was the other one that you found, Jimmy? Did you find another one? No. I'm thinking of something different. So it was Warp number 5, I believe, which is a First Comics property as well. So
apparently, who knows? Who knows?
Those are in dollar boxes. I guarantee it. I found them. Grimjack has always been a C-level character that people will pay $3 for first appearance.
Apparently, I don't know.
Apparently,
I mean, I always saw it in dollar bins. So who knows?
Yeah,
who knows about any of that though?
I would buy them for $1. I used to buy them for $1. Same with the Rocketeer from that same Star Slayer series.
Which, yeah, I was really. They're doing what? They're doing a new Rocketeer animated series. It's based on his daughter, and they're bringing back the original Rocketeer actor to voice the Rocketeer, which I think is pretty
That is cool. Yeah.
But who knows? Who knows how long that will last? Probably one season, and
What
then
else do you want to talk about?
nothing again. I don't like how you're rushing me during my.
Dude, there's
Rocketeer
just so
talk.
much to talk about. And
What
for
do you-
the record, next week we will be back to talk about all of the Phase 5 kind
Well,
of
yeah.
like.
So I guess like people are
behind
assuming Phase 5 is happening, or at least part of it's probably going to be announced at D3.
23.
It's called D23.
Correct.
What?
Yes.
When did it turn from D3 to D23?
When I put it on the outline as such.
Okay, that's weird. So that's on August 23rd and 24th. So that's next month.
Correct.
Okay.
Nico, you want to wait to talk about this stuff till next week?
I mean, there's just so much. And I think you were already putting together a list of the kinds of books that people are ignoring, chasing the new shiny objects, things to be looking out for. We still have to talk about like vintage comics, this week's new comics, and
Yeah, okay, we'll move that to next week. So I guess
I bought one of those books that I think people are overlooking right now yesterday too.
my man.
Yeah, you got to be ahead of the game.
What book?
We'll tune in next week.
Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. So I guess like there were a bunch of like San Diego Comic-Con books that seem to be selling well. The big ones, I guess, are the Spawn $2.99 Matina exclusive that was selling for about $300, and then the other one is the Silver Surfer 2 Virgin variant that was given away at a Marvel panel that's selling for $150 to $200. And then at the DC booth, they were giving away a Naomi 1 convention variant, so that's what, like printing 5 or something, 5th printing. I'm assuming that's where we're at, right, with that.
I think
They did what, 4 printings and the 4th one was the final printing. So yeah, this would be the 5th printing, and it's a convention variant. It seems to be selling for about $20, which is cool because I'm sure you can get a whack load from them. And then the other one that I guess was mentioned by John is that Undisclosed County ashcan.
Undisclosed County. That is not the words that are.
Yeah, I can't read apparently.
Undocumented
Listen,
county.
here's the thing, guy.
Undiscovered.
Oh, it's
country.
undocumented county? Exactly.
No.
See, he can't read either. The thing is, I have the outline in front of me, but I rely on Nico to also have the outline in front of
I
him
don't
so he
have
can
a
read
fucking
it.
outline, dude.
I know that's where we're
John
at.
sent me the last week's. I'm just like doing this shit off the top of my head.
Undiscovered
Where do we do the
country.
fucking vintage books? We'll see how
So
good I do then. Jesus.
They teased this property is new series coming out. They teased it about 2-3 weeks ago, and the only image they put up at the time was like this giant wall with a gate opening like at the shores, and
What?
apparently what it's about is like they put this wall up and nobody was allowed in or out for a long time, and now they opened the doors up and they're going to let people in and out or something like that. So it's written by Charles Soule, is one of the writers who apparently took a break from killing characters off at Marvel. He's killed Wolverine, he killed Daredevil. He's coming over to Image real quick, and then Scott Snyder as well. So I imagine it to be probably heavily speculated on in terms of retailers buying it. But it sounds like an interesting series as well. I don't know that they'll. So the ash can is selling for $50 to $60. I assume they were giving it away, isn't that? Don't they usually give the major retailers give the ash cans away for free?
I think
Jimmy?
so. I don't know. I mean, there were a few retailer breakfast type scenarios, like a few retailer only panels. So it's possible that it was given out then. I'm not sure, or it could have been at the Skybound breakfast because it's Image, right? So I don't know if it's from Skybound or who.
Skybound had that party afterwards that they were giving away Walking Dead 193 signed copies.
Yeah, they were giving away PlayStations too, and like Walking Dead PlayStation stuff, which I think is neat.
That Walking Dead San Diego Comic-Con exclusive selling for about $30.
And it just makes me question, like, is that what the one guy meant when he asked me if I was going to San Diego Comic-Con? Did it mean he was going to invite me to that? Is that what I missed out on? I don't know. So it's just, I don't know. It's just a whole bunch of like questionable things.
Is this what you lie awake at night thinking about? Like,
Yeah.
Jimmy wanted a PlayStation.
I could have had a martini with Robert Kirkman.
Yeah,
Nice.
I could. Yeah, exactly. And then I
But
just
not the actor who
a single tear
portrays
just comes
Shang-Chi.
out of my eye. So
That's not gonna happen.
it happens.
No.
It happens every night. I just say, why? Why didn't I go? Who knows?
I've seen a lot. Like there was a lot of comics this year that did pretty well if you were flipping them. But I've also seen a lot of people talking about their experience there. I've seen a lot of photos. The show has just turned into, I gotta go and I'm gonna wait in line and I'm gonna get this piece of product that I'm gonna resell for, 10 times what I'm paying for it. That is not something that really appeals to me.
Ugh,
I've also heard the comic section. Most of the stuff is priced so high now, and we talked about it. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago that Torpedo con that they put together the week before? I bet a lot of people that the people that had the money were spending it there on comics from comic vendors, older back issues, I should say, not the exclusives. So I don't know. I would love to go, but I don't think I want to fight those kinds of lines and crowds. I think I'm kind of past it. What do you guys think about any books coming out this week? Anything catching your eye? Kind of like being drowned out by the Comic-Con news.
They're just like the two books I noticed. Guardians of the Galaxy 7, which is supposed to be like some kind of new character revelation or new team build up. It's the first part of the Death of Rocket's series, so he doesn't die in it, I would assume. And I mean, people have been speculating on that. It also has a Funko variant that you could get by ordering 7 Funkos.
That's the only way to get that thing?
Yeah, you had 6 or 7. You had to order like a case. And each
6.
case you ordered, you got one of those books.
It costs $85 to buy that package.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't remember them ever doing that before. But, so that's interesting.
If the cover was better, I might be interested. It's just a Funko version of Nova. And that's what you're buying is a Nova pop. I don't know. You guys interested in that? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Stock up.
And then the other one is the
stock up,
which I was pretty surprised of, was the Marvel Comics Presents second print of issue 6. They did a 1 in 25 variant, and that seems to be selling for $80 to $100, which is kind of nonsense.
Are you serious?
You didn't notice that?
God.
Yeah,
I didn't even bother looking because I thought people were so frustrated by those.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but it is what it is. That book seems to be doing really well, and people are going all crazy for it because it's not even new art. So I don't know. There's store variants too, aren't there? Or maybe there aren't. I don't know.
I can't recall.
I think people just started doing variants for the Turtles, and they stayed away from Marvel in the last 2 weeks. So who knows?
That could very well be. Yeah. Yeah, I don't. There's also that Swordmaster. I love talking about the Agents of Atlas stuff. I always bring it up because nobody else wants to talk about it. Swordmaster number 1.
No, that's not true, man. I'm a big fan of Luna Snow.
I never heard of her before. We'll talk about that on another podcast, I'm sure. Swordmaster 1 in 25 is selling a little bit above ratio. So every time a new series comes out off of these things, I go and like, oh, I bet that one variant has tanked now. The Agents of Atlas number 1, the 1 in 50 or whatever it was. Yeah, it's 1 in 50. It's still selling for over $100 raw.
Can I tell you what I think that is? There's a psychological phenomenon called loss aversion. And basically, we talk about it all the time. When the buy-in is big enough, people will not let go of their trash because they only perceive the loss, right? They can't, for whatever reason, like the human brain, like misconstrues the value of like having the cash to make more money off of it. Like the potential for gains. We calculate that unequally. So even if we know in our heart of hearts that a book has no fucking value whatsoever in the long term, well, we paid X amount for it. we can't let it go for, any amount that would make us feel that loss. That's like the psychological underpinnings of that phenomenon.
That's why people end up hoarding. I mean, I have no problem letting stuff go for less than what I paid, because in the long term, I've made more money than I've lost. I buy comics with profits from selling, and I take those and I put them in my collection, and then I move on to the next thing. And so it's like stock market. You can't look at what one stock is worth, what you paid for it then versus what it's worth now. Yeah. I think but what does that have to do with? Do you think these people are buying it just to keep the value up, is what you're saying?
No, I'm saying that it just can't, they can't fucking, even if they don't care about it, they can't, like, in the short term and in the long term, it's hard for human beings to, like, part with things and do what you're doing, which is, like, take my, shots on the chin, my losses on the chin, because I'm making money over here, or I'm reinvesting that money in something that has more potential. I mean, for $100, like you said, I could buy a pretty damn nice copy of Nova #1 right now, raw. Yeah. What would you rather have?
Yeah, I'd rather have Nova right now.
Yeah, clearly.
I don't think anything is going to happen with, every time not every time. You never know. You can't predict on these.
You can never predict, but I just some of them see it happening.
Yeah, I just feel like there's enough of them being sold and bought that there's plenty of them out there to go around. Usually when you see that go crazy with the variants is when they're just like, there's only a few of them at this point being bought or sold. So whatever, it's fun to talk about.
What do you guys want to talk about next?
Well, I think that's it for like new comics, because there's nothing really else coming out this week. There's like a few other odds and ends, but I don't think there's anything really noteworthy.
All right, you want to see how?
Would you agree, John?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
noteworthy. Okay. Do you want to do your vintage market watch?
Yeah, let's see how well I can do this.
Crime Patrol 15.
Yes, absolutely. It was a 9.8 copy, a Gaines file copy. It was the highest copy on the census, and it sold for
how many are there though? How many 9.8?
That I don't know the answer to.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that I don't know the answer to. It sold for $12,500. It was on eBay for about a week. Just a gorgeous book. And
where's that at on the
GPA? I didn't even look at it. I mean,
does that seem high or low to you?
I assume that it set the GPA record. I mean, somebody can look now.
Seems low. Somebody showed me today a Jack Davis original art page that he paid $1,500 for, and it was from Tales from the Crypt, and I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
because it seems yeah, and he's like, oh yeah, I ended up paying $5,000 because I have like a 9.2, and I don't know, it just didn't make sense. But at this,
so here's kind of the thing with Tales from the Crypt, because the TV rights are so screwed up. I think a lot of people have abandoned that title.
Yeah, but it's Jack Davis, right? So I just don't understand why the original art would be so low, and then still like a 9.8 of the first appearance of the Crypt Keeper, right? It's the first appearance of the Crypt Keeper, right? That's sold. Yeah, I don't understand how that would go for so low, especially with them announcing the show. And as I
you
showed
guys
you
talk
earlier,
about the other things on Outline, and I'll look it up.
They have that pinball machine for the Crypt Keeper, so I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's a character that's going away anytime soon, and people are going to forget about it.
Crypt Keeper is on the cover of that book too.
Yeah, that's just really weird that book wouldn't go for a lot. And isn't that one of the main books in the Jack Davis artist edition?
But what Nico always tells us is there's tons of those EC books out there. So it's
true. He does usually say that. He says that those books have very high print runs, and that if you want to buy books, not to avoid EC books. He has said that.
So I don't know. Next one he had was Chamber of Chills number 21. Fine, very fine. Sold for $750. Nico is always surprised when they don't like put a lot of pictures up, like because you're just relying on their grading skills. So I assume this only had a back and front cover pictures because it didn't have any interiors, and
it absolutely had no interiors. And then I asked him for pictures of it, right? And he's like, "Oh, I don't want to scan the interior pictures." And I was just like, "There's absolutely
Yeah, it's true.
no way
Like, if anybody ever messaged me and said like, "Can I get interior pictures?" or like, "Can I get like pictures of the corners or whatever?" I just ignore it. Like, dude, you have a front and a back scan, and you have my opinion. I mean, you have the eBay guarantee, so just return it if you're going to be a crybaby.
So, you ready?
No,
whatever.
I want to get the CGC grade on it.
Exactly. Like if you're buying a raw book, so just
I'm gonna.
I need to have inside. I need to have pictures.
I would love
the
to
inside.
Jimmy was probably the seller. Jimmy was
it could have been me. It could have been me. It wasn't
on the accounts.
But I mean, when people send me messages like that, it's just infuriating.
You ready?
What's the GPA?
$12,500.
Yeah, that was the most recent one. Okay.
Nope, there was another one in 2018. Try again.
Same price.
Same price.
And it was the same book.
Wow.
Same cert number.
I didn't fucking look that much.
It says it's a Gaines file copy as well, because we know that.
The point is, 12.5.
I don't know.
Just like I said, 12.5.
I know we're all looking up GPA now because we don't trust you and your nonsense.
It's important. I would like for you to do my work for me, but God forbid we fucking put forth a modicum of effort to assist me. Let's move on.
You couldn't even get up the outline, so I don't know. Let's be real here.
It's hard to argue with that. Next.
Chamber of Chills 19. CGC 5.5.
Fucking gorgeous, dude. Absolutely gorgeous. It was up for like a day and sold for 7,000 and change.
Yeah. 71.50.
Yeah, the only 9/8 are Gaines Files copies. And there's only one sale.
No, there's one in 2018. Do you know how to use GPA?
Well, the newest one is probably not recorded. If it's
definitely recorded.
There's only one. It's
one in 2018.
I
mean, other people have GPA. They can check your work.
Jimmy doesn't.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, one. You're right.
You don't even know your password. Like all those things.
One, you don't know your password. Two, there's at least two Gaines file copy 9/8.
All right, next book.
Crime Does Not Pay 24.
That's a fucking creepy cover, dude. Basically, the dude is lighting a woman's head or face or hair on fire.
Smashing a woman's face on the stove.
And this was a creepy copy because it looked like the fucking copy had been caught on fire.
Oh, that's
all bad, man. It was all bad. It was just like bad mojo. It was it was like fair 0.5 raw. I don't know.
I sold for $1,500.
Absolutely.
Jeez Louise.
People love that book. It's alarming. It's fucking like the most alarming cover in the world. I'm just like, oh my God.
What is Tales to Astonish 13? What book is that? Was it just one of those weird monster books?
No. What is Tales to Astonish 13?
I don't know. You wrote it down.
Well, if I had good notes.
It says Tales to Astonish 13, CGC 4.5, sold for a boot, if I was to say it, sold for a boot $2,000.
Oh, that's okay. The reason I like that is because this was a sale of the first appearance of Groot.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what exactly.
It's the first appearance of Groot.
There was no Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh.
I like how Keith is watching God Bless Him and tells me what the book is. Like you fucking. He probably has a half a dozen.
He's on a delay too. So imagine like all the
pain
people watching
that he felt
like,
with my,
what is happening
with my
here?
failures.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a minute since I wrote this stuff down. But anyway, so that's an interesting price for that book after the Guardians of the Galaxy sale. Those are the kinds of books that I think
what do you mean the Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh, I'm sorry. After the San Diego Comic-Con announcement, that there's that book selling, right? Because if they announced Guardians 3, he said yes, it was painful.
But yeah,
I knew that too.
Yeah. Guardians 3 isn't getting announced anytime soon, though, right? Because they still have to do Suicide Squad and all that nonsense, right? So
I mean, those are the kinds of books we'll talk about.
They may put a date to it. I mean, it's already James Gunn has already signed on to do it. What do you want them to announce, a date or?
Yeah, I mean, we probably have another year before any books really see any.
Well, I mean, if they walk Zac Efron out there and be like, Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
We're going fucking bananas.
Yeah.
They won't.
Instead,
Instead,
he doesn't have his.
They'll
he
go,
doesn't have his
Jane
shirt on.
Foster, Lady Thor. And they'll be like, I'm in.
And then Zac Efron comes out. He doesn't have a shirt on, but he's all gold somehow. He's, one of the
Gold member.
Oh, jeez. You guys ever watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2?
I watched it. I didn't enjoy it.
Keith watched it and
it's mildly unsettling.
he was thinking of Zac Efron being painted gold without a shirt on.
Keith is incidentally who told me about
Baywatch. Thought you were watching Guardians of the Galaxy. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
What about it?
Because Rock isn't in the Guardians of the Galaxy, right?
He's Drax. Pretty sure that's Drax.
Oh, okay. I think you were watching Baywatch. Yeah.
Hey, can we talk about one quick thing with Phase 5?
Yeah, of course.
I may have discussed this with you guys before. I don't know. So a lot of people are like up in arms about Kevin Feige's use of the term mutants, right? Like, how dare he insult the traditional X-Men name? And like, my question is he making a subtle reference to Prince Namor, as Jimmy calls him, Namor the Submariner, the first mutant?
Could be. I don't think you would be out of line in thinking that.
It's interesting, though, isn't it?
I think it's a good thought because that character has been speculated on since Endgame.
Here's the thing that I've realized, like, as this stuff is kind of like unwound. Feige does a lot of things, but he doesn't do anything accidentally, right? Like, I mean, he is just so meticulous about laying his breadcrumbs. Usually when people like look for like, oh my God, look, there's this thing and it means that thing, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, like, do you have a fucking psychiatric disorder? Like, what are you talking about? But when it comes to like Marvel MCU stuff, all of a sudden
that's interesting.
That's kind of interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like the character until I read, I think it's the Marvel Project. And that was like, it was really well done. And it tells like the whole history of the Marvel Universe using its various characters. I wish that book was more well received when it came out. But yeah, I don't know.
It's called the Marvels Project, I believe, right?
Talking about the Alex Ross book?
No,
that's Marvels.
Marvel Project was just this weird. It was like after Captain America died, they kept trying to like retrocon everything and making it make sense. So it was a series in there, and it was just I don't know. I just thought it was really cool and interesting. I also thought all the Ben Ulrich stuff was cool though too. So, and they
back when Jimmy used to read Marvel books.
Yeah, see, I wasn't reading books at the time, so I'm like just eating this stuff up.
I don't know. I just picked up a bunch of the Marvel team-ups too today that are written by Kirkman because I'm a big loser. But
yeah, the one that has that Spider-Man X-23 cover, the artwork is terrible. That's written.
No, he did Kirkman. The whole series though, the whole Marvel team-up.
Yeah,
like
I think it's
volume.
numbers.
So I've grabbed a bunch. There's 6. One with Blade and Punisher, and then there's a bunch of other ones too. But anyways, I think that's all we had though for this week. Am I wrong?
No, let's talk about a couple more TV
okay, I'm sorry,
things.
Guys.
Yeah, just cut it off real quick.
Well, I don't know. Like, where do you want me to go with? But what else we got?
I'm excited for The Boys comes out this Friday. Boys comes out on Amazon.
Absolutely.
It looks pretty badass.
Test case, right? Like if this show succeeds, get excited.
It's coming out on Friday though.
Get excited about all of these other Amazon projects.
Well, no, I was getting text this week because they're I guess they're still filming it. So I guess they're filming season 2.
Yeah,
they're at an award show is what the set looks like, and it's all like a red carpet, and there's all these posters of like a female.
I can't imagine they'd be filming season 2 already.
No, they are. They
did announce
because they were filming yesterday.
And did we talk about Doom Patrol 2 getting greenlit for a second season on HBO Max?
No, I haven't.
And it's on Hulu though, right?
Doom Patrol. It's on.
Doom Patrol got greenlit.
It's on the DC universe
on HBO Max.
Where did you see that?
I hadn't heard this. Internet? I don't know.
So what does that mean though? That means that I don't think that's accurate yet.
Because that's absolutely accurate. And
But DC still has a streaming service, right? So is it going to be on?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that part. But when they referenced it in the article, it was all about HBO Max. So I'm not sure if it'll be exclusive content that they're pulling over there. If they're going to try to like.
Is HBO part of Warner Brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It falls under that umbrella.
Oh, I don't know. So Nosferatu got picked up for a second season as well. Which
get those books away.
I don't think that's done yet. Just put them up for auction, dude. People are buying them.
Like the Strain, okay?
Oh my gosh,
respect on it, and it was a waste of time. Okay, just accept it. I've accepted it.
Yeah,
exactly. Do you know how many of those 1 in 25 variants I have, or whatever it is? The fucking stupid Strain one. Like, come on. Sometimes you just.
Are you the one?
I was going through a box today. No, are you kidding me?
I bought them for $10.
I'm not dumb enough to sell them for 10.
There's a bunch up that are selling for that right now. Remember that book? That book used to be over $100.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Oh, speaking of which, Jimmy, did you buy the Preacher one for $25?
No, because apparently it had some stuff on it. I should have bought. There was a Amazing Spider-Man 300 that was in apparently it was a 9.8 condition. The guy said. Yeah, but even if it was a 9.6, it was a good price. If it was a 9.2, it would have been a good price. But I'm dumb.
So $200?
No, it was 500 Canadian. So that's what.
250. No, it's a little bit more than that.
I think that's like 350 probably. Yeah, but probably 350 US.
I'll wire you the money. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it seemed dumb.
I thought that new Watchmen trailer looked awesome. That's going to be really good.
Yeah, it's one of the few things I'm really excited about. It's I made like 2 bets when I got back into comics. One was on Umbrella Academy, the other was on Watchmen. We'll see if this one comes through.
Yeah, I thought that looked good. Jimmy, what do you think about Ed Brubaker getting signed on with first properties with Legendary?
I mean, it's interesting.
You wrote an article on that, right?
Well, I remember when I was watching Westworld, like his name kept showing up, and I guess they said in the article that he was like the supervising writer or something, or a producer of some sort on Westworld. So, I mean, it's interesting, and there's a bunch of. He only had 5 creator-owned properties, so there's not a lot to spec on. So it's what.
Which ones do you like?
Well, they're all good, and they're all seem on like the same themes, right? So there's Fatale, Criminal, The Fade Out, Killer Be Killed,
Incognito.
Yeah, Incognito, and maybe one more that I'm not thinking of.
What's the one that you think? What's his first work though? You had mentioned.
Oh no, his first published work is like he used to do artwork as well, and it's the Pajama Chronicles #1 or something. When I met him, I got him to sign one, and he's like, "Where did you get this from? How did you get like?" And he was all like surprised, like he had never signed one before.
That's cool.
But I think it came back like 9.6, and I sold it for like $300, like 2 years ago or something, or 3 years ago, or 4 years ago.
Is it self-published? Pajama
No,
Chronicles?
it's from Blackhorn something.
Blackthorn or Black?
Yeah, Blackthorn. There you go, Blackthorn.
Gotcha.
Can I mention that Fatale's like one of my all-time favorite comics, and I couldn't be happier that Brubaker's got a deal. It's you hear so many like this thing got option and this got option, and I'm just like, I don't fucking care. But when it comes to a guy that writes like him, I'm elated. Like I literally couldn't be happier. I think I talked about a couple of the issues in the weekend update, but for those that don't read that, I like the one 4th print, I like the 1 5th print, and I like the last issue. Even though last issues usually aren't a big deal with independents, I just love this particular book because I think it checks all the boxes for TV, right? Like it's got the horror tropes, it's got the like timepiece setting, it's got the noir thing going on, which is popular on television, and pretty good girl in a red dress kind of bit. So you'll get to have an A-list actress, and it reminds me of like I don't know, like a show that I could see following American Horror Story on FX.
Popular show. But it changes every season, just keeps the same character. So
yeah, I mean, they're just books I would hold on to for right now, because obviously one of them is going to get announced soon.
Cheap.
But also, yeah, true, and you can find them in dollar bins. Not Fatale as much, and I mean, they were all optioned at some point. At least most of them were not Fatale and not Criminal. I don't think, but
Legendary has their hands full, man. They have a ton of stuff.
Well, they also part of it is for him to make stuff for them. So I think it might just be mostly that, and we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Or Mark Miller style.
I mean, yeah, they did say that there would be new stuff being made, so we'll see what happens. But I would definitely, if you could find those books, hold on to them.
Legendary has optioned a ton of comics, though. Gideon Falls, I think, is Legendary, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they've done...
Legendary is Sony, right?
Sounds right. Yeah, like that's their parent company.
So, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Could be good. All right. Well, that was all I had that I can think of. Was there something else that I should be thinking of?
No, I just wanted to make it awkward. It's obviously more awkward that I tried to stop it when we still had more stuff to talk about. So I just thought I'd put the onus on you.
Thanks. Thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah, I guess that's all we had for tonight. We'll be back next week, and then after that, we're gonna not be able to use Google Hangouts anymore. So that'll be interesting. We'll see what happens. But I'm excited to see where it goes. So thanks, guys, for listening. If you think we missed something, just put it in the comments or whatever, and we'll catch you next week. See you later.